and put my controller on the side somewhere. I don't have space. There we go. Alright. Oh, please, Max, no. That honor goes to Castlevania 64, because I don't know why that game exists. This game, I can at least believe that, I don't know, Konami saw Devil May Cry and went, oh, why don't we do that? Why don't we do one of those? And get some action game money from our Metroidvania series. So the world of Lament of Innocence exists. I'm trying to think of how many actually unique rooms that game would have. You'd have... Ronaldo's house, the outside of his house, the entrance to the castle entryway. The training rooms are basically all copies of each other. The two hallways in the start of the game are basically copies of each other. All the other hallways in each of the areas are basically the same. And then it's a combination of circular rooms, curved rooms, hallways, square rooms, kind of tombstone-shaped rooms. There's probably less than 30 unique rooms. And they reuse so fucking much. Like, even just looking at the maps of areas. I wonder if... This website might have the maps. Lament of Innocence. Oh, they have a section on maps. Let's go. Here we go. The few unique rooms that exist are actually somewhat interesting, but the rest are fucking boring. Let's see. I open this up again. Yeah, that works. Oh, incorrect. Oh, wait, I gotta do that. And that. There we go. Alright. Anti-Soul Lab. Is the mouse cursor showing up? Maybe? I don't know. But like... Fucking... If the mouse cursor is showing up... Top section, bottom bit, those four rooms are all the same. The hallways are basically copies of each other. The square rooms, if I remember correctly, were copies of each other. Oh right, the Wolf's Foot Relic. I don't know what that does. Oh, you need the red key for that? Yeah. And then that would let you do interesting things in the video game. I guess. The two... Actually, the entry room at the very top and the two rooms that it connects to are all the same. And then down at the bottom, all the rooms on the very bottom are the same. There's the big circular, or big oval room. That one's unique. Boss room's unique. Yeah, level design is hard. That's why they made at least 4 Metroidvanias in which the level design is fantastic. And there's an incredible number of unique rooms. Which I realize. Those were 2D. They were pixel art. But at the same time, you can mix things up a tiny bit. But like the castle entrance. Circle rooms. Look at that. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. The Dark Palace of Waterfalls.
You like sewer levels? You like the same rooms over and over again?
And the same fucking split hallways. How many times does that hallway get used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different times. The exact same hallway is used. And each of those hallways has 2 different ways to go. So you're probably going to have to backtrack through those rooms again to check out the other side. And then if you happen to go to the wrong side like I did, you get to walk through all of them again. Fun. Use path A to access B2F instead. Ah. Okay. The garden. 4 identical rooms next to each other. And that room is used up at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. The corner room used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So in any given area, about 5 rooms are probably unique. And that's it. Mostly theater. Same curved hallway used 4 times. And then the rest of the rooms are all very similar. House of Sacred Remains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the tombstone-shaped rooms. The hallways are used an infinite number of times. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, other rooms get used 6 times. I mean, the pagoda is just fucking mirrored. There's that. And then there's that stupid fucking puzzle with the taking the 6 and flipping it upside down. You're telling me that Leon can't figure out to turn a thing over? Because unless there's something special about that fucking thing, it's just flipping them. It's not actually changing anything. So, like, the world is there? It exists? Backtracking is a pain, going through it is a pain. There's no point to any of it. The extra shit is apparently so well hidden that you don't find most of it. Let me see something. Where are those relics at? Because I found 2. And one of them the game gives you, the other you buy. Also, the ebony stone is a different thing from the black stone, I guess? Who knows? Where are the relics? Oh, if you beat crazy mode, you get a thing that lets you have infinite hearts. Okay. After beating the game once with Ahim, the player can enter their name as @Pumpkin in order to play as Pumpkin in the main game. This mode includes none of the story elements of the main game. Pumpkin 2 gets his own unique and comedic set of images during the credit roll. Oh, wait a minute, there's a thing There's a thing that looks interesting. Ah, Jesus. Okay, I need to reset back to main menu, because this has raised a fascinating point. And I was considering trying Judgment AC. Because it's... Yeah, the world... 4 out of 10. There's some nice parts to it, and like, the first time you see rooms, they're okay, the enemy placement happens. There's some secrets, but the secrets mostly boil down to... Oh, wait, I was gonna check relics. God. Where is... Oh! What? One of the relics, you have to go down the fucking skull ride. And if you don't... If you get all the coins, you get a relic. Where... Nothing explained that. Fuck. Let's see. Black Bishop, A chess piece carved in detail out of ebony. It will increase your attack temporarily. You get plus 15 attack. And it's found on the first floor of the House of Sacred Remains. Also, the relics are all completely missable. Except for the one they give you at the very start. You don't have to use any of them. Good God, Max. So where the hell... Black Bishop, where is that found? Behind the yellow key door. Which you have to go to the Anti-Soul Lab to get. And in the Anti-Soul Lab, the yellow key... Is that found down the secret tile? Yeah, okay. I did, Max. But yeah, so you could go straight to the Anti-Soul Lab, get the key, and then go get the Black Bishop, but you're not going to know. There's no way to know. There's the Crystal Skull Relic, which is a drop from the Phantom enemy. What? Okay, and no one knows the drop rates for the relics. Cool. Invincible Jar. Invincible for a time. Drops from the Mirage Skeleton. The Little Hammer. It grants wishes, produces money every time it hits. In the Dark Palace of Waterfalls. And that is found... Where is that even found? Behind the green door? Or is it the frozen door? No, it's the frozen door, so you need to get the Fire Whip. Which... you have to go to the garden to get. Was it the garden? Or was it the... No, it's the Soul Lab, right. So yeah, the Soul Lab just sounds like the best place to go first. What the fuck? And there's also the Lucifer's Sword, which you can find in the Ghostly Theater. The Saisei Incense gradually recovers HP, found in the Garden Forgotten by Time. Meditative Incense gradually recovers hearts in the Dark Palace of Waterfalls. Ah, okay. Yeah, so you get the Meditative Incense from the coins on the Mineshaft ride, and you get the Saisei Incense in the Crumbling Bridge Room, but you need the Wolf's Foot. Okay. Yeah, then the rest, you buy them or you find them incredibly easily. What the fuck? I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, no, the world is there. It's not good. It's got secrets. But that's not reason enough to make it good. Because you'd still be backtracking through endless copies of the same rooms. And it's not like the movement is designed in such a way that you can have fun moving through it. And the story is probably one of the better ones? I don't know. There's actual characters. Things happen. I wouldn't say it's good, though. I'd say, like, I don't know, 6 out of 10. Matthias showing up at the very end is fucking stupid because he doesn't make an appearance anywhere else in the game. He's mentioned in the intro, and that's it. If I remember correctly, maybe he shows up in the intro cutscene when Leon arrives to the forest. But I could have sworn it was just you talk to Ronaldo throughout the entire game, and then your wife shows up, and then she dies. And Walter only appears for like 10 minutes. Shows up, he's like, ah, take your wife, see ya. And then, fight me. That's it. And then just each of the bosses are so fucking pointless. Within the story, they have no relevance whatsoever. They could have made it where, like, you show up in the dungeon, and hey look, there's the boss, it taunts you. Like, the succubus makes Leon think that his wife is in the theater. So he has a reason to go run around and look for her. Rather than just he shows up in the final room. Hey, look, my wife! Huh, that's convenient. Or, you know, you're going through the sewer, and... Ehim? I don't remember his name. What the fuck was his name? Does this website have pronunciations? No. I'm gonna call him Ehim. Yeah, Ehim's just chilling in his room, and you just show up and kill him. He didn't even do anything. I don't know why the castle's tied to him. But you fucking... Holy shit. This website says, after fooling Leon in thinking she was Sarah, Succubus shows her true evil form, and the two have an epic battle. You sure? You sure about that? Yeah, like... Elizabetha exists just for Matthias to have a story. Sarah shows up for 10 seconds. Death appears so that you can kill him. Walter doesn't taunt you beyond that one room in the pagoda, and then at the very end. There's no point to so many of these characters, and like, you know, there's writing, there's voice acting, there's some decent moments. But it's all just so jank. You know what, I changed my mind. After thinking about it more, it is a passable story, that is it. I can find very little to redeem about it. It's a story that's there. It has characters. They apparently exist. Things happen. And speaking of the characters... so many of them have no role within the plot. Each of the bosses is just there to be a boss. They're not a character. And the characters that do exist show up for almost no time. The gameplay. Ugh, it's just worse Devil May Cry. You've got combos, but you're stuck with the whip. The best you've got is sub-weapons to mix it up. And even then, you can't combo in and out of them. They are entirely there to just do a thing, and then that's it. A few of them have utility, like the Axe Dash, because that can do some decent damage, and it's helpful for getting out of the way of something. Because by default, Leon is the slowest human being alive. Otherwise, you've got things like the various cross activations that sit in front of you for a while, and those are kind of neat, because they actually have a way to chain stun enemies and lengthen combos, and that's fun, and unique, and interesting. But then, like, some of the cooler ones are locked behind a secret boss, which you have to hit some torches that are only used one other time in the game in order to get a fucking crystal to open a door at the bottom of a staircase that is entirely too long, so that you can fight a boss who has entirely too much health, and, you know, either attacks that do basically nothing, or attacks that have massive hitboxes. None of it feels polished. None of it feels that interesting. And the few things that are interesting are either an infinite, a dive kick that you can basically just avoid all damage if you play right very easily against certain bosses, or the heel slam? I don't know what it's called. The attack in the air where he slams his foot down and it sets fire for some reason. That's purely because you can just spam those, and if the enemy is stuck in place or against a wall, it chain stuns them. There's very little satisfying about the gameplay. And the backtracking is a fuck about if you want to actually try and get some of the secrets, because there's no reason to. So, like, I don't know, it's serviceable. I played the game for what, 5 hours? I don't even care to check. Something like that. The music is probably the highest rank I'm going to give this game. It's pretty good, but I'd honestly chuck that up to more just, it's on the PlayStation 2. We're capable of doing good music now. We're not on a Game Boy. We're not on the NES. Well, the NES actually had decent music. We're not on... I don't know. Yeah, SNES one was kind of weaker. But we have the power to do good music. Yeah, music. Probably like the high point of this game. The length. The length feels too long, even though it's not a long game. Because it's too padded. You got too many rooms that are identical. You have too many rooms that serve no purpose. And despite all that, you have so many relics that you don't find. Because the game either gives no indication that they're there, or they're random drops from enemies. And I didn't get any of the drops. Most drops I got were like, hey look, a potion. Hey look, $20. And there's so many rooms that have, you know, $400, $250, $1,000. Because they've not filled the world. They've just copy-pasted rooms and gone, this room's gotta have a purpose. Put some money in. Put $250 in a room that locks you in, and you have to fight... you have to fight 5 enemies to get out. But then we'll also take a relic and put it behind a minigame that you have to perfect, and will not tell you that you have to perfect it. Yeah, basically, Max. It's just obscenely padded. So, like, I don't know. It's too long for what it is, and it's not that long. Jank, what? Fuck you doing? Don't you be swinging a whip? I didn't push a button. Yeah, and jank-wise, I mean, most of the jank is just the platforming, the movement. Oh, I completely forgot. There's that one puzzle that shows up a few times, only in the theater, I think it was, where you have to take advantage of the block locking your direction in order to not look away from the bone pillar. And that feels terrible, because the guard slows you the fuck down. And sometimes they want you to walk along the path of the laser beam, so you have to face that direction the whole time. There's no challenge here. Holding down one of the buttons on your controller and then pushing the stick down is not a challenge. It's barely gameplay. But yeah, no, the jank, 4 out of 10 jank. It's got some jank, it's not good jank. Like trying to use the whip bars, or whatever they're called. The things that let you like bounce off them with the whip. Not good. PS2 out of 10. Yeah, Lament of Innocence. It is a completely passable game. It exists, you can play it. If you were a kid and it was the only game you had, yeah, you'd probably get through it. Might even enjoy yourself. Because you'd look at it and be like, holy shit, there's combos. I can do things. But the same system has Devil May Cry 3. Let me see, when did Devil May Cry 3 come out? When did Vanilla DMC 3 came out? The same year. Are you fucking serious? Please tell me Devil May Cry 3 came out first. Oh no, this came out in 2003, not 5. I missed it. Oh, Europe and Australia got it in 2004. Neat. Yeah, so this was October 2003. Devil May Cry 3 was February 2005. That begs the question. What year did Devil May Cry 2 come out? 2003! You know what? This game is better than Devil May Cry 2. I'll give it that. I will give it that. Mainly because, you know, you can enjoy this game. I don't know of anyone enjoying Devil May Cry 2. And this game doesn't have the incredibly boring handguns that Devil May Cry 2 has, where they're just the greatest thing ever. God, I'm looking at people and saying that Devil May Cry 2 is a good game. God, you people are wrong. GamePro gave it 4 stars out of 5. What the f... Wild. But yeah, no, like, Devil May Cry 1 had already come out for, like, 2 years by this point, and I'd sooner play that. Incredibly mid-game.